Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on the internet at facebook.com/Region Sports, RSN YouTube, regionsports.com, and IHSAATV.org. We come to you tonight for Wheeler High School as Region Sports Network presents the Gary Westside Cougars against the 6th-ranked Wheeler Bearcats. My name is Quincy Bell. I will have all the play-by-play for you during tonight's game, and joining me with the color analysis is Chris Figg. Good evening to you, Chris. How are you doing on this beautiful, windy night for football?
Good evening, Quincy. I am doing good. As we talked about earlier, you can see the wind definitely hitting on those refs' pants from that hurricane that came in the south. Going to be intriguing to see how that affects the game, with Wheeler being one of the better passing teams in the region. Quarterback is averaging about 235 yards a game right now.
Caleb Klimzek is the name to watch if you've been following this Wheeler team at all. He currently leads the region in passing yards with 1,178, and his two top receivers, Bryce Compton and Tyron Ventinkel, 591 yards and 385 yards receiving for the two of them. That's good for first and fifth in the region. This is a team that really likes to get it up and down the field quick. They've scored a lot of points throughout their first 5 games.
No, and I agree. And just looking at the stats on paper, I mean, they are a very high-powered offense. They're going to look to score quick. A lot of big plays. Their leading receiver, Dixon, is averaging 54 yards a game with an average of 36 yards a catch. So intriguing to see what he does today. On the other side, in Gary West, though, we're going to see a totally different game. They love running the ball. They have 1,200 yards rushing on the season at the moment.
Probably going to see a lot of wishbones, stacked lines. You know, they like to pound the ball. They only have about 200 passing yards on the year, but they've been getting it done with the running game, and they have a really strong 4-1 record so far. They're coming off of a beatdown of the Whiting Oilers, 54-12 they won last week. They're 4-1, and they're 1-0 so far in the Greater South Shore South Conference. Wheeler has yet to play their first game. This is only a conference with only 5 teams, so every single conference game is going to be particularly important. Griffith is 1-0 in conference. Gary Westside 1-0 in conference. Whiting sits at 0-2. Calumet, New Tech, and Wheeler have both yet to play a conference game. We're going to have the captains of the teams going out for the coin toss here shortly. This is a good time to give you our Economy Electric Heating and Cooling game night forecast. It is 69 degrees outside, and winds are north-northeast at 12 miles an hour. If you go much further south in the state of Indiana, you're going to get hit with an absolute ton of rain. Indianapolis is getting hammered. Logansport's getting hammered. Bloomington and Evansville are all getting absolutely pounded with rain. This is the only area of the state where it's nice and dry. That was your Electric Economy Heating and Cooling game day forecast, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. We're going to step aside and have kickoff coming up shortly. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. The captains are out at midfield for Gary and Wheeler for the coin toss. It's a homecoming crowd here tonight in Wheeler. I mean, Chris, they had a huge tailgate party out by the school. I mean, I was really surprised by the amount of people that have turned out for a 2A school. The grandstands in front of us are packed to the top with people, no empty seats.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, pulling in, you see all these food trucks lined up. They mentioned earlier they got a dunk tank out there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that.
I'm interested to see what Poor Soul has been nominated for that dunk tank tonight.
I think it's some administrators from the Wheeler staff. If we can, when we give you the Hose Connections halftime report, we'll see if maybe we can get a camera angle on that. That'd be pretty nice to see. So Wheeler won the toss, and it looks like they're going to receive. You don't see very many teams that win the toss and receive, but they want the ball.
I mean, this is definitely a show of their high-powered offense. They want to get out, score fast, set the tone of this game early on.
So Gary Westside will kick it away. This is going to be a Quintel kickoff. All kickoffs throughout this season are brought to you by Quintel Incorporated. They are specializing in the reconditioning, repairing, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Greater South Shore Conference matchup set to go. Week 6 in the region about to be underway. Out to kick it for Gary Westside will be Noah Bailey. And back deep to receive for Wheeler. They got two guys back there. They have Tyne They got Ty Vetical back there. He's one of their better receivers. Week 6 underway. It's a short kick fielded at the 30 on a knee. Wheeler breaking it up the middle. They got a lane across the 50. Breaking tackle still up to the 40-yard line is David Diaz, the up man, fielding the kick and making the most of his opportunities. Got his squad in great field position to start this game.
Yes, he does. He did a good job following his blocks, going up the middle, and just making the best out of his opportunity there.
So you're not going to want to give this high-power Wheeler offense good field position. They're starting at the 38-yard line where Caleb Klimzak will set up shop, the region's leader in passing yards. First and 10 from the 38. They got two receivers alone to the near side. Running back now moves to the right. Klimzak gets a snap, quick pass to the sidelines, and it's caught. Bryce Compton with the catch. Ripped down by a horde of Cougar tacklers. Up going to be about a yard short of the first.
I mean, that's exactly what you want to do when you see that defense coming at an all-out blitz. Look for your hot receiver right there. As soon as he turned around, the ball was there. That's good anticipation by the quarterback.
6 foot, 180 pounds for Compton. He's the region's leading receiver. That's been the biggest connection for Wheeler so far this year. It's Klimzak to Compton. Second and about 2. Klimzak in the gun gets a snap. It's going to be a toss to the running back. Bouncing it outside is Jaden Ortiz. He has a lane through all the way up. Ball came out near the end, I believe. And it looks like Westside's on top of it. That's a huge turnover.
Very big turnover, especially as we talked about earlier. This Gary Westside likes running the ball, so we're probably going to see a long drive here as long as they can keep the first downs coming.
That's a big turnover to start the game. You know, they gave up the big return on the kickoff, but the defense not wavering. They forced the turnover. Amir Bailey, the outside linebacker for the Cougars, was the one who ripped it out. And now they will set up shop first and 10 at the 23-yard line. And, you know, these teams are two complete opposites in terms of offensive style. One likes to run all the time. That's Gary. First carry up the middle. Stopped for no gain. But, yeah, you're going to see two completely different offenses. You got the leading team in the region in terms of passing. That's Wheeler. And then a team that's only passed for 200 yards so far this season in Gary Westside. Giuseppe Moore is the quarterback. He hands up the middle to his running back. He's going to shrug off some would-be tacklers for a first down, but there are flags near the line of scrimmage. I think this one's going to come back for holding. And it will. Offensive holding on Gary Westside. So now 2nd and 10 is going to become 2nd and 20.
That is a huge thing to happen on the first drive. As we said earlier, I mean, when you're a run-dominant team and you start at 2nd and 20, makes this drive a lot harder to get up and going.
Yeah, 2 runs against a pretty strong Wheeler defense is probably not going to get things done.
I mean, Wheeler did a good job on that first run of crashing in, and then on that second run, holding penalty definitely opened up that hole for him.
Gary Westside's going to try to control the clock this game. They got a bunch of guys tapped up near the line. They're going to go by the throw. Giuseppe Moore gets it outside to his tight end, and he's dragging defenders all the way back to the original line of scrimmage.
So that opens up things a little bit. We talked about they don't throw the ball a lot, but we're 3 plays into the first drive, and they've already thrown the ball once. It's a little tight end quick dump. See if that continues.
Gabriel Soto, the tight end on the catch, he is 6'6", 245. He's mainly a blocking tight end. Here's a run on 3rd and long, and Wheeler's in the backfield. They're going to swarm up the run. LaDarion Newell for the Cougars. Tackled immediately when he got the ball, and that's a big defensive stand for Wheeler, forcing the 3 and out after that turnover.
Definitely a huge play right there, and running the ball on 3rd and 10 is a very risky call at all times, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see how this game continues as the time wears down.
We got whistles coming in. I believe that, I thought that Westside called a timeout, but I think the refs are just talking about the spot of the ball.
Could possibly be that, or also the down marker was incorrect. They might be trying to fix that real quick.
By my count, it should be 4th, and they do put up the fist. 4th down upcoming, and Westside will be punting from deep in their own territory. Punt. It's a fake. They're running with it, and the punter is going to be ripped down at the 10-yard line.
I don't know if it was as much of a fake as just handling a bad snap. By the time that ball got back there, the defense was already there. You punt that ball away, you might get it blocked right into the end zone.
So now Wheeler's going to get the ball back on another turnover. They're at the 10.
Be interesting to see what Wheeler does if they decide to throw the ball or run it in right here with such short yardage.
They've come with 3 passes so far. They got 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Klimzak hands it up the middle. Big hole through the middle. And Jaden Ortiz is in for the touchdown. Wheeler up 6-0 early. And we got some strobe lights.
And that's exactly what you want to see out of your offensive line. They let a couple guys through, but as soon as they get through, you see a big guard running right down at you pulling. Opens up a gap right there for the running back to squeeze right through and get that touchdown.
So Wheeler giving Westside a little bit of a piece of their own medicine there, just pounding it up the middle. Tyne Vedeker, the number 2 receiver on this Wheeler team, will also do the kicking. He's on for the extra point. Kick is up and good. 7-0 the lead for Wheeler. We're going to step aside. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Langel's Pizza. They've been a favorite in the region since 1979, serving Northwest Indiana from 3 locations, Highland, Cherville, and Crown Point. Enjoy pizza, sandwiches, and more. Dine in or carry out. Order online at langlespizza.com. Langle's Pizza, the official pizza sponsor of the Region Sports Network. Line drive kick, drop by West Side. They now pick it up, cuts up the middle, breaking outside off of tacklers, and they will get the ball at the 34. It was a very interesting drive for them last time. They took over at their own 20 after a Wheeler fumble, but they immediately gave it back after a botched punt, set Wheeler up at the 10. They just pounded it up the middle with their strong running back, Jaden Ortiz, and that's how we have our 7-0 lead here, 4 minutes into the first. So West Side will go out for drive number 2. Ladarian Noel gets the snap. He's going to look to throw. He's rolling. He's going to throw it at the last second and just get it out of there.
You know, good call by the quarterback getting rid of the ball there as he's getting chased down by some of the Wheeler players.
Yeah, they opt for the throw to start the drive. A little different from normally when they run most of the time. We've already seen 2 passes. It's been about a 50-50 split between runs and passes so far from a team that's normally about 90% run.
And it seems like so far on this drive, they're not going to do the hurry up as they did on the last drive. Maybe slow it down a little bit more, give your guys some time to really see the field.
Giuseppe Moore is the primary quarterback for West Side. He's in the game. They're stacking the line. They have 2 receivers near side. Now one comes in motion. They're going to flip it to him. Brandon Smith on the end around. He's going to get swarmed and taken down for a loss. Colton Kingerly in on the stop for the Bearcats, and they've pushed the Cougars into another 3rd and long.
I mean, good penetration by the defensive line there, getting back there and breaking up that jet sweep immediately. I mean, that's a play that definitely, if you don't get it stopped right away, it can go for a lot of yards coming off the edge.
Last week I was at the Michigan City-Maryville game, and that was something Michigan City did a lot. They did a lot of reverses and jet sweeps, and when they were able to seal the edge, they were breaking off runs of 20 yards. When they couldn't, it was 6-7-yard losses. 2nd and 15, or I believe it's 3rd. They're stacking the line again. They got 1 receiver on an island. Giuseppe Moore back to throw, flings it, and it's caught, breaking off a tackle and still going is Soto again. He had his jersey ripped for about 5 yards long. The defender grabbed a tail and just didn't let go.
Good play by the tight end there. I mean, Wheeler is daring Gary West Side to really throw the ball on them. They're rushing 5 guys the whole time trying to prevent the run. So if Gary West Side wants to stay in this game, they're going to have to throw the ball quite a bit, I feel.
They're going to be going for it. This is Four Seasons Mechanical of Maryville, 4 down territory. The ball's at the 41. They need to get to the 43 for a first. And they are stacking the line again. They got 2 receivers to the far side. Giuseppe Moore asking the ref something. And now we're going to get flags flying. And it's going to be delay a game.
It's going to be a big penalty. I'm curious to see if they were doing it to get a little bit more yards on the punt or kind of what their thought process was if they're still going to go for it here.
The offense is still on the field, so it looks like they intend to go for it. And Giuseppe Moore is jogging back into the huddle, so it's still going to be Four Seasons Mechanical 4 down territory for Gary West Side, and you got to think this is a huge play already in the first quarter. You know, they want to chew up clock, and they need to keep this drive going at all costs. They don't want Wheeler marching down again. Moore rolls out. We got more flags, and I think one of the Cougars moved early.
Big offsides penalty right there. You got.
Yeah, it was offsides on Wheeler. They're going to give the yards back.
I mean, that makes it from 4th and 7 to 4th and 2 now, so this definitely opens up the playbook for a team that runs the ball quite a bit, So
the delay of game pushed it back. Then the offsides pushed it back. So now we're back where we were, 4th and 2 from the 41. Soto just has a tail of a jersey hanging off of him from that last play. Man in motion. Giuseppe Moore keeps it up the middle. He has a first down, spins off a tackle, stays on his feet at the 50, and it's going to take a whole team of Bearcats to get him down. So they do run the option. He keeps it up the middle, and that is a Four Seasons Mechanical first down for the Gary Westside Cougars.
What a great play call right there. You get a guy in motion, see kind of if they're in a man coverage or zone coverage, and just take it right up the middle.
So they faked the jet sweep, which they ran earlier. This time they faked it and kept up the middle. Moore hands it off. It's Ladarian Noel bouncing and running to the right side, and he's going to be taken down after a gain of about 3. These West Side runners are very shifty. They've been making a lot of quick cuts, and it's been hard. It's almost like you need 3 or 4 hats to the ball to bring them down.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, it's hard to catch a guy that's shifting around, juking you, spinning you. Just got to be able to stop and wrap them up. And, I mean, that's going to be the tail of the tape right there for this game.
2nd and 7 from the 44-yard line. Moore is going to throw. Line breaks through, throws it out to his tight end again. Ball comes out at the end. Are they going to say forward progress was stopped? I think they are. And the Wheeler faithful does not like that call, but that's the 3rd catch we've seen out of the tight end, Jay-Sean McLeod. He's been doing a great job there. But, yeah, they had 2 guys wrapped him up. They blew the play dead, then the ball came out. So it looks like they are going to benefit a little bit. I don't know. I think his momentum was stopped. Nonetheless, it's 3rd and 6. Moore's going to bomb one deep. He has one-on-one coverage, and it's incomplete. They go for the deep ball, and we'll see if they keep the offense out again. They were going to go for it on 4th and 7. So it looks like they are going to go for it again on 4th and 6.
I got to say, it's kind of interesting to see them throwing the ball more than running the ball so far in this game. I feel it's almost either a 50-50 split or just a hair bit more passing in this game. But, I mean, they're doing the right thing. Wheeler's bringing pressure almost every play.
Yeah, they definitely, I feel like they know the scattering report on them is guard the run, so they're trying to surprise these teams with a pass. Moore going to keep it again. Same play as the last 4th down. This time he's going to break off a tackle, and he's still going to the far side. He cuts back at the 10 where he's finally ripped out of bounds. I thought they had him corralled about 2 yards short of the first, but he broke out for what is a 32-yard run, and now the Cougars have it 1st and goal.
I mean, what a great run by Moore right there. He kept his feet from running, and he just kept going and just kept fighting for yards and broke off a huge gain that should have been short on the 1st down.
These are some shifty West Side runners. Moore in the gun. He's got 2 receivers. Hands it off. Breaking off a tackle is Ladarian Newell, but he's going to be swarmed immediately after. I believe he got 1 or 2 yards on that 1st and goal carry. He's going to get up to the 8 for 2nd and goal.
Almost seems like you've got to watch out for a power runner in Newell, and then Moore, I mean, he's just going to either outrun you or just be too shifty to catch on those plays.
They got a very powerful running back and a quick, speedy quarterback. It's almost like pick your poison. Which one do you want running down the field? Moore hands it to Newell again. This time Wheeler's on top of him. Maybe got another 2 yards on that carry, so now we got a big 3rd and goal play upcoming.
And it's interesting to watch the clock as well on this drive. I mean, we started with about 10:50 on the clock, and we're already almost down to the 4-minute mark. This is exactly what you want to do.
When you're facing a high-powered passing offense, the best thing, almost the best defense you could have is your offense staying on the field. Moore bobbled the snap, gets it back. Wheeler has swarmed him in the backfield, and they're going to get him for a loss. So now we have our 3rd, 4th down of the drive, and they went for it the last 2 times. I don't think they're going to waver. They're going to keep the offense out there on 4th and goal from the 9.
Curious to see if they actually hand off on a jet sweep this time. You know, they've faked it a couple past times on the 4th down. See if they hand it off this time.
Westside's going to call timeout. So, yeah, you're right. The last 2 4th downs, they faked the jet sweep and kept it up the middle with Giuseppe Moore. We'll see if they could hand it off. Maybe we'll see a pass. They've gone back to the run these last couple times. They picked up, I think since the first 4th down, all their positive plays have been runs. The only pass play they had was the one that they missed way down the field. So now they've kind of gone, now that they've shown the pass, they've been able to set up the run, sort of the opposite. Normally you run to set up the pass. They've been passing almost to set up the run.
And, I mean, I agree with the setup. Again, you know, Wheeler did the scouting tape. They see a predominantly run team. They're bringing pressure every time. The minute you start throwing that ball and taking the top off the defense, got to definitely honor the pass a lot more than you originally were.
So they're going to say that the last play, Moore was tackled at the line. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 6. They're spreading it out. They got 3 receivers near side, 1 far side. Moore gets the snap. He will throw. He's under duress. He stays strong in the pocket. Lobs one to the back, and it's incomplete. So the Bearcats come up with the 4th down stand.
I mean, what a good play call by the defense. You rush 4, you get the pressure to rush the quarterback, and he ends up overthrowing the receiver on there. And, I mean, good coverage by the defense as well.
Yeah, that play was really stopped by those Wheeler defensive backs because Moore had time to throw. He slipped out of pressure in the pocket. He just didn't have anybody open. So now the Bearcats will take over on their own 6. 3:31 to go in quarter number 1. Klimzak in the gun. Gets the snap, hands it off near side Ortiz, breaks off a tackler up to the 10. Now he's brought down at the 12. Strong carry of about 6.
I mean, good play by Ortiz, just keeping his head down, running good north-south football right there, just run downfield and make them try to wrap up and tackle you.
It'll be 2nd and 4 from the 12. West Side looking for potentially another turnover. They had the fumble earlier at deep in their own territory. A turnover here when Wheeler's kind of backed up could be a huge momentum shifter. It's Ortiz again. He's going to plow forward, and he's going to be tackled near the line. They're going to say he got about 2. Coming in on the tackle was Dante Hurd Jr., the linebacker. They have him listed as playing outside linebacker and defensive back. That's a nice guy to have on your squad, a guy that's quick enough to play DB but big and physical enough to play linebacker. So they are going to give him the first down on that carry. The chain gang was a little bit slow moving him, but it will be a Four Seasons mechanical first down for Wheeler, and they're going to bring the run again with Ortiz. He's dragging tacklers back near the line. Going to get about 3 on that carry. And Wheeler, you know, they're also a team that passes a lot, but they're sort of switching their script up too. They've been going to the run so far to start this drive.
I really think they're going to set up a deep play-action play either on this drive or in the future with the way they're running that ball, getting 3-4 yards a pop. Helps open up the pass game for them to get those yards.
2nd and 6 from the 22. There's the play action. It's a screen. Coming out to get it is Compton. Breaks off a tackle, cuts to the outside, and he's going to have the first around the corner.
I mean, that's a good play by the offensive line. You see the right guard just club his defender as he's coming through, knocking him down and then just running out there to make a play to get block a guy downfield and open up the run.
These pulling guards for Wheeler have been out there hitting. They're trying to prove they are the more physical team on the field. 1st and 10 from the 36. 2 receivers are spread out to the far side. 1 is to the near side. Klimzak gets the snap. It's another run to Ortiz. He powers through the gap. He'll get about 3. And, you know, 3 yards a carry. You're on pace for a first down. They've been staying ahead of the chains, something Westside has struggled with so far in this first quarter.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, they're bringing the ball to them, and as I said, I mean, they're going to be setting up a play-action play either on this drive or next. It's going to take the top off the defense once everyone's rushing them.
1 minute to go here in the first quarter. Same formation, 3 receivers, 2 to the far side. Klimzak with the snap, play action, throws it outside, and it's caught. Connor Welch, the tight end, gets tripped up a yard short of the first.
I mean, that was a good play by the 3 technique right there. I don't know if he was at a 3 technique or lining up as a blitzing linebacker, but he just ducked under the guard and almost got to the quarterback there before he could get the ball off.
Yeah, Wheeler, though, Klimzak, he gets the ball out of his hands quickly. He's not a guy that's going to roll and dance and run a lot. In fact, he's actually negative on the year in rushing yards. He's at minus 31, just off of, I guess, sacks. But Wheeler, it's very clear what they want to do. It's get the ball out of their QB's hands quick. They're spread out again on 3rd and 2. They will hand it to Ortiz, and he's hit hard in the backfield.
What a play by the Wheeler defense, just pinching in, stopping the run. I mean, it felt like they saw it coming, but, you know, as you said earlier with Kluzak, the quarterback, I mean, you can't complain. He's throwing with anticipation on every throw. He's getting it to his receivers in stride every time.
That was the tight end and defensive end, Jay Sean McLeod. We've called his name multiple times on the offensive front. He comes in, makes a big step there. I'm telling you, we have some awards to name out at the end of the game. I think he's the leading candidate, at least so far through this first quarter, to be our Boilermakers local 374 blue-collar player of the game. That's sort of the player that is a hard worker, does a lot of the dirty work, and playing both ways and at 2 physical positions. That's exactly what we're looking for. You can earn while you learn with the Boilermakers local 374 apprenticeship program. That was the end of the first. So we're going to flip sides here. And it looks like Wheeler is going to keep the offense out on the field. That's Four Seasons Mechanical of Maryville, 4 down territory. They got 2 running backs in the backfield and 1 receiver to each side. Whistles blown, quarter 2's underway. Klimzak with the handoff to Ortiz, and he's going to have it up the middle for a first. Tough downhill running from the running back, Jaden Ortiz, the 5'10", 180-pound senior. He runs bigger than that listed height and weight, I'd say.
He for sure does, and I mean, the play starts there with the offensive line being able to get to the secondary and start blocking those linebackers. The minute you get a linebacker blocked by a big guy, it opens up a lot of running room.
Wheeler's going to spread it out again. Ortiz still in the backfield, 3 receivers. They're at the 45-yard line. Klimzak gets the snap. It's another run to Ortiz. He pounds through the A-gap. Big hole sealed there by his guards. They are parting the sea for him to run through.
I mean, we can't talk about these guards enough. I mean, they're getting out in space, getting to these linebackers, and just opening up the game. And, I mean, it takes a lot off the shoulders of the running back of having to avoid these linebackers.
Yeah, they work as a whole unit. All 5 of them are just making these massive holes. Landon Good, 6 foot, 195-pound senior, was the left tackle who really set that huge block to break that hole open. 2nd and 1. Ortiz again. He's going to have the first. Breaks off a tackle, and he's all the way up to the 25 with another Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
I mean, that is just a big man run right there. Guy goes for his legs. He just breaks off that tackle, keeps running until they bring him down to the ground.
So they've come with just hammering the ball up the middle with the run. I think they've realized they have the battle up front. They are bigger in the trenches, and they've taken advantage on this drive. 1st and 10 now from the 25. Klimzak in the gun. Ortiz still the running back. They're going to go with play action. Klimzak steps up, fires one deep down the field to the end zone, and it's dropped back there. That was almost a Herculean catch by Bryce Compton. That, man, if he pulled down with that, that would have been particularly impressive. We do have flags on the field, and then that play would have been called back for holding.
For sure, and I mean, there's that play action I was talking about in the last quarter. They were setting it up. Right when they bring the pressure, you've got a guy open on a post route in the end zone. Just a little overthrow with the pressure getting to him.
So even if he would have come down with the catch, it would have been called back for holding anyway. I'm telling you that. I was surprised he even got a hand on that ball. That was a terrific effort there by Compton. Now Wheeler's backed up. 1st and 20. They're going to go with a misdirection handoff, and Westside snuffs it out.
Almost a draw play in a sense there, faking the little toss to the outside on a little bubble screen, just handing it off in the middle, keeps the DB's eyes off the center and pulls them to the side.
That was some good discipline, though, from those West Side linebackers, not getting drawn by the play fake. They only got a yard on that carry at 2nd and 17. I'd imagine Wheeler's going to be airing it out this play. And they will. Klimzak fakes the screen. They got a guy on the wheel route. They're going to bomb it deep, and it's picked off. West Side with the takeaway. They're bringing it back the other way. And tripped up after the interception, Elijah Sanders.
And what a play by the DB, just sitting on that streak route, watching the quarterback's eyes the whole way. Sees him throw it, makes a play on the ball, and, I mean, couldn't have done it any better than he did.
I'm telling you, I've seen that play in Madden. It's called fake screen wheel. They faked the screen, wheel came out, but Sanders all over at the DB and receiver. He plays both ways, coming up with the huge takeaway for Westside to keep this on a one-score deficit. So now Giuseppe Moore and the Gary Westside offense will get back on the field at the 21-yard line. They had a huge drive, about a 10-11 play drive that took up 8 minutes. It's going to be a double pass. Sanders, who just got the pick, airs it out and almost throws one himself. The ball is knocked away. Brandon Smith was the intended target. I'll tell you, he had him open down the side. Brandon Smith leaked behind the defense, but the throw just not strong enough.
I couldn't agree more. If he gets that ball in Brandon Smith's hands, we are saying touchdown Gary Westside after that play. He was just wide open going down the sideline.
I'm telling you, both of these teams are just on the brink of some great plays. Hopefully we'll eventually see some, and they'll be on our IBEW Local 697 electrifying plays. You can visit IBEW697.org to find out about how you can start a career as a union electrician. Another option run. Giuseppe Moore pounds it up the middle, and he's going to be swarmed for no gain. And we'll have another 3rd and long upcoming. Man, they were so close on that double pass. I love the play calling. You know, you're an underdog on the road, big conference game. I like breaking that play out. It almost got there.
It for sure almost got there.
3rd and 8 from the 22-yard line. They send a man in motion. Moore is going to hand it to him around the edge, and Wheeler seals up the sideline. And they're going to get off the field here. Big 3 and out there after the turnover.
I mean, good play calling by the Wheeler defense, making sure they keep their guys in front of them. I mean, as you said, we were one play away from this being a one-play drive and a touchdown, or one play and an interception. So
the punting unit will be coming on for Westside. Tyne Vetical is back to return for Wheeler. We'll see if Wheeler sends some pressure to try to block this one. The punt is away. It's going to land at the 40 and bounce a little bit sideways and roll up to the 42.5-yard line. We're going to step aside. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. The Wheeler Bearcats, tonight's hometown squad in front of a homecoming crowd, lead the Gary Westside Cougars 7-0. During the break, Jaden Ortiz got the stretch handoff to the near side for a 1-yard gain. Quincy Bell alongside Chris Figg with the color. Chris, what have you liked from Wheeler so far this game? They've been playing some strong defense, and they got a 7-0 lead.
What I like about Wheeler is they're getting their running back into that secondary pretty quick by having the offensive line both not only pulling.
Big completion over the middle. Breaking free is Bryce Compton. He's through past the defense, and he's in for a Bearcat touchdown.
And, you know, there's that big play we have been missing from Wheeler. They are a big play team averaging well over double digits on every play. And there is the play right there that opens up this offense, and it's going to get it going fast.
2 plays on the drive. 41 yards from Klimzak to Compton. That's the number 1 receiver to quarterback duo in the region. And Wheeler, the lead is up to 2 touchdowns halfway through quarter number 2. Vetical on for the extra point. He nailed the first one, and that's a big response, I think, from Wheeler. After the interception thrown by Klimzak, they get the 3 and out, and 1 play later, touchdown. Not fazed by any shifting momentum.
And I mean, that's fighting adversity. That's feeling into your home crowd, letting them help you take over in this game, letting the momentum stay in your favor, even after a big interception like that. As you said, goldfish memory, short-term memory. Get back out there and make the big plays.
So Wheeler will be set to kick it off to Westside again. Like all kickoffs, this is a Quintel kickoff brought to you by our folks at Quintel Incorporated. They've been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. We hope you're enjoying this broadcast on the Region Sports Network. We've been debuting something on the network. It's called RSN Zone. Mike Dewan and Michael Bradner are back at the studio running sort of a NFL Red Zone style of broadcast. I haven't gotten to catch any of that, but I'm sure they're doing a great job. You can definitely go check that out. The other game we're broadcasting is Crom Point at Valparaiso. And I think this could be a good time to give you the Strack Van Til hometown scoreboard update. We can give you some score updates from other games around the region. The number 1 ranked Crom Point Bulldogs lead the Valpo Vikings 14-0 halfway through quarter number 2. That was the big game in the DAC. You know, both those teams are 3-0 in conference. You got to think whoever wins that one is going to cruise to the conference title. Squib kick muffed by Westside. They're going to just let it roll out of bounds at the 25. Michigan City currently up on Lake Central in another DAC matchup, 13-0.
I like the call for the squib kick. You really catch that receiving team off guard there, as they have been kicking more so pooch kicks all day.
Yeah, that almost caught Westside off guard. They were kind of scrambling and luckily covered that ball. More scoreboard updates. Maryville is up 14-0 on LaPorte. Hobart is currently up on the road 14-0 against Lowell. We mentioned Michigan City up 13-0 on Lake Central. And Hanover all over Munster in quarter number 2. That game is 28-0. That's been your hometown scoreboard update brought to you by our folks at Strack and Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Much like the other games, we got a 14-0 lead here. The Wheeler Bearcats lead the Gary Westside Cougars. And we got kind of a long stoppage here before Gary gets set for their next drive. You know, they've had some good ones. They've gotten down the field. It's just haven't been able to punch the ball into the end zone yet. They've gotten close though. Giuseppe Moore keeps it up the middle on the QB draw. He'll have about 2 or 3 on the first down carry.
I think what Gary West really needs to do is just hurry up this offense, get to the line quick. You're giving Wheeler almost too much time to line up to that offensive formation coming out of the huddle sometimes.
Under 7 minutes to go in half number 1. Once again, they're putting everybody on the line. Moore runs far side. Can Gary set the edge? He found a little bit of a hole to get through. He's going to be back near the line of scrimmage.
Looked like Wheeler brought the whole house. I think there was only 3 guys that dropped in coverage almost.
Yeah, I mean, I think they ran 4 tight ends on that play. I'm pretty sure I saw 2 on each end and 2 in the backfield. 2 fullbacks. They ran, I believe, 4 tight ends or fullbacks. And it looks like they're coming with that same formation. They're stacking everybody on the line. We got movement up front. I believe it's going to be on West Side, and it will. False start's going to push 3rd and 8 back to 3rd and 13.
I don't hate the call of the hard count trying to get the defense to jump. They're trying to get through those gaps as fast as possible, and they're bringing that blitz to limit the yardage. So just got to make sure you stay on sides as well.
And I'm kind of confused. It's like you're sitting at a 3rd and 8, and you're just telling the defense, hey, we're running this ball. They got no receivers in, and everybody is just stacked up on the line. I mean, they're going to have to squeak a tight end out with some trickeration or something because Wheeler's been all over this formation. 3rd and 13, Giuseppe Moore pounds it up the middle, and he's going to be tackled for no gain.
Little read option action, reading the defensive end there, saw him sitting, pulled it, just kept on going. I mean, there's not much else you can do when you're getting all-out blitz at you on an option play. And I mean, as you said, Quincy, they're essentially announcing to everyone in the stadium, hey, we're going with a big, heavy set. We're going to run the ball, stop it. And I mean, Wheeler has answered that call every time, it seems. Almost.
And that is their MO. They do like to run the ball a lot, but they were throwing the ball earlier, and they were getting some positive plays. Vetical back again to receive for the Bearcats. Big pressure, and the punt is blocked. It's up in the air, bouncing near the 30, and it will roll out of bounds there. Wheeler with a big block. They're going to have great field position on this next upcoming drive. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. Homecoming night here for the Wheeler Bearcats, and their squad on the field has given them a lot to be happy about. 14-0, they lead the West Side Cougars. 2nd and 5 after a strong Jaden Ortiz run. Quincy Bell on the play-by-play. Chris Figg doing the color. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. 2nd and 5. From the 24, it's another handoff to Ortiz, and he's going to be taken down for a loss. That's another good play by the defensive end for Gary. That was Levectus Spencer on the tackle. He just reached out and grabbed a leg and said, "You're not going anywhere without me."
Might have been a little bit miscommunication on the offensive line in that zone play, but I mean, a heck of a play by the defense.
3rd and 6. Wheeler coming out. 2 receivers alone to the far side. They throw the flat route, and it's incomplete. Tried to get it to the tight end, Colton Kingerly, but it was thrown a little bit behind him by Klimzak. And now 4th and 6. You got to think this is too far to kick, too close to punt. And we're going to have Four Seasons Mechanical 4-down territory coming up.
I mean, what a pocket this offensive line keeps giving the quarterback on every drop back. He's got at least 2-3 seconds to throw, even with a blitz coming in his face at times.
They will keep the offense out there. 4th and 6. Klimzak in the gun. Gets the snap. He looks to throw. He's got a clean pocket. Steps up. Pocket's collapsing, and he's going to be taken down for a sack. Big play by the defensive end, Monty Moore, coming in around the back. Big stand there. And this West Side defense, they've made multiple big plays. They had the fumble on the first drive. They had an interception to start this second quarter. Their offense, there just needs to get a drive going to get them back in this game.
I mean, the defense is doing everything they can to keep this a close game. If the offense can get this motor going, I think they can end up pulling out a little bit of a comeback.
This is sort of playing out very similar to the game I did last week between Maryville and Michigan City. Maryville, hometown squad, got up 14-0, but you could tell the other team was playing good defense and not out of it. Maryville put up a rally in the second half. Giuseppe Moore is going to pound forward in that stacked formation again for about 3 or 4. But yeah, they just need to get this run game going, maybe a big pass play here or there, because they're definitely not out of it. Their defense has made some terrific plays and stands when they need to.
Well, and right now they're +2 in the turnover category, and you can't ask for much better in a game. As soon as that offense gets this run game going, I mean, they will have a fun time out there.
2nd and 7. They're stacking the line again. It's almost, we're going to run. Who's going to get the ball? It's Giuseppe Moore up the middle. He finds a lane through the C gap, and he's across the 40 for a first down.
Maybe that's the run that gets this drive really started for them. I mean, that was a huge run right there, just quarterback power, running behind your tight ends, your big offensive linemen, daring them to blitz you the whole time.
They've ran this stacked formation almost exclusively these last 2 drives. I'm waiting to see if they drop Giuseppe Moore back and try to leak a receiver out of the back. They do have a receiver alone to the far side. It's Marcel Dixon. Moore again, going to pound it up the middle. This time he is ripped down by the nose tackle for Wheeler. That was a terrific play there by Jacob Smith. The 6', 245-pound junior just breaking through, grabbing some legs and saying, "You're coming down with me, man." Because he was on the ground when he made that tackle.
He wasn't. I mean, that is a great play by him. And I mean, again, Gary Westside has run the same play 3 times in a row, daring them to stop it. They finally got that stop. Let's see if they move to something else now.
2nd and 8. They did get 2 on that carry. Moore up the middle, pounds through. He's dragging tacklers with him, but no gain on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 8 upcoming. But, I mean, I'll tell you, Giuseppe Moore is a tough runner. I don't think I've seen one person take him down this game. I think it's been 2 or 3 that have been needed to get him on the ground every single play.
And, I mean, that is incredible as a running quarterback to be able to have 2 or 3 guys having to take you down every time. I mean, you can't teach that. That's all about just being a good runner. And I'm curious to see what they do because every time that he's been running it, he's got that wide receiver on the far side coming in motion on the backside.
Yeah, he has. I've been looking at that too. I feel like they might try to give it on a reverse one of these times.
It's either going to be a reverse or I could see a little play action, bubble action there because, I mean, they're blitzing everyone every time they line up in that formation.
I mean, they've run basically the same play the last 7 times. You got to think they're trying to set some sort of gadget play up. And on 3rd and 8, this could be when we see it. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Westside will get the ball to start the second half. They're sort of looking for a Bill Belichick special, a little double dip possibly. They got 2 receivers spread out to the near side. It's Robert Lovelace as well as their strong tight end, Jay-Sean McLeod. Moore is going to look to throw. The screen is incomplete.
I mean, the screen was right there. They had finally gotten a setup where they're blitzing, and that's exactly what you want to call in that situation. You want to run that screen. Let the linebackers come at you and let your guy get in space, and he's only got 2 or 3 guys to beat out there.
So the punting unit will come out. Wheeler is looking to tighten their stranglehold on this game if they could potentially score in these last 2 minutes. You know, a 3-score lead going into the half could spell doom for Westside. The punt was blocked last time. This time they get it away. It's rolling and will stop at the 35. Minute 50 to go. We'd like to thank one of our sponsors for this broadcast, Squeegee's Pizza. For piping hot pizza delivered right to your door, call Squeegee's Pizza of Griffith. Squeegee's is located at 106 South Broad Street in Griffith. Give them a call at 219-924-6000. Pick up or delivery. It's Squeegee's Pizza, the best on the Broad. And their hometown team, the Griffith Panthers, are leading the Greater South Shore Conference. They are tied at the top with Gary Westside. Both of them are 1-0. Wheeler has yet to play a conference game before today. They're looking to tie the Panthers at the top of the conference. Klimzak rolling out, dumps it down to Ortiz. He will run out of bounds at the 43 after a catch and run of about 7.
I like the boot action there. Get your guy out in space. Running back's there for the quick dump off, and you got the whole defense following the quarterback. Sometimes it can break out a huge play, and this time it got him at least 6 yards.
Yeah, Klimzak doesn't do a lot of running and rolling out, but that time he found some space and was able to deliver the throw. They got out of bounds to stop the clock. Minute 43 left. They also have some timeouts at their disposal. This ball almost intercepted by Westside. Isaiah Sanders jumped the route. He already has an interception today, and he's kicking himself over that one. If he came up with that one, that was 6.
I mean, in coverage terms, I mean, we call that a robber coverage. He is keeping the quarterback, thinking that guy's open, and at the last second jumping that route.
Sanders has been everywhere on the defensive end for Westside. 3rd and 4 for the Bearcats upcoming. Westside is showing a blitz, and they're going to bring one. Klimzak rolling out, throwing, and he's got a man open for the first down. Brandon Smith on the wheel found the soft spot in the coverage, and it's a Four Seasons Mechanical first down for Wheeler. Minute 33 to go. Clock's going to stop to move these chains up to the 44. Klimzak gets the snap. He's got a clean pocket. Throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. Little miscommunication between him and his number 1 receiver, Bryce Compton.
Sorry.
You go.
I love that wheel route call right there with the cover, too. I mean, it opens up a wide-open receiver on the outside, especially, as you were saying.
Bryce Compton, he had the 44-yard touchdown back earlier in this quarter to extend this lead to 14-0. 2nd and 10 upcoming from the 44. Klimzak gets the snap. He's going to roll out. Comes back to the near side. It's a screen. Ortiz has some room across the 40. Stiff arms him in at the 35. He's going to stay in bounds. Ortiz up to the 20 where he's dragged out. They roll out Klimzak again. And the screen, that's set up perfectly. You got those big offensive linemen just sort of migrating to this half of the field. Block set up perfectly for Ortiz. Broke off a tackle for some big yards. They give it to him again on the counter. He's cutting up the middle, zigging and zagging, spinning all the way down to the 5.
I mean, that was a great counter misdirection play right there. Again, you're getting your big guys out there.
Wheeler is going to call a timeout to talk over what they want to do here on 1st and goal from the 8. We're going to step aside. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Save for a healthy tomorrow with an HSA checking account from Tech Credit Union. It's a tax-advantaged way to save and pay for healthcare expenses. You'll enjoy no setup fee, no annual fee, and easy access to funds. Plus, you'll earn a better-than-competitive dividend rate, currently at 2.27% APY. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Welcome back. 1st and goal, run for Ortiz. He knifes his way up the middle and gets in. Touchdown, Wheeler. And they now lead it 20-0. They convert on the last drive of the half, and they've pushed this up to 3 scores.
I mean, just like the first touchdown of the game, they run another power play where they got the tackle and guard both pulling. They're coming out and getting a linebacker and just opening up that hole for the running back to just walk into the end zone.
That is the 2nd touchdown of the game for Jaden Ortiz. He has been everywhere on this Wheeler offense. Extra point from Vetico is blocked. The Cougars got a hand on it, so this lead will stay at 20-0.
And, I mean, there's the defense making a play again. As we've said this whole game, they are out there making plays, trying to keep the offense in the game.
Make sure you stay with us for the Hose Connections halftime report. Coming up at 59 seconds, we will connect the first and second halves of the game with the Hose Connections halftime report, presented by Hose Connections. Proven under pressure. I'll tell you, this crowd has been loud all night. Homecoming crowd for the Bearcats, and they have come out in droves to support their team in their first conference game, and they've been proven under pressure tonight. 20-0 the lead, under a minute to go in quarter number 2. Quincy Bell, Chris Figg, Joey Heinrich manning the computer on production. Big thank you to Wheeler for letting us tap into their huddle cam on top of the press box. We'll see if Westside can do something with these last 59 seconds. They've had a few big plays and some good returns. Vetical, the receiver for Wheeler, who also does the kicking, will boot it away. They're going to go with an onside kick, and Westside is ready for it. They are on top of it at the 46.
And I mean, that is a risky call right before halftime, but I mean, when you're up 20-0 especially, I mean, that's just trying to keep that momentum going into the half and hoping they can't build on that, get any momentum started going into half, because as you said earlier, they're going to try to double dip on this dive or on this drive by scoring, getting the ball back after the half.
Yeah, that was pretty risky. I think with how good your defense has been playing so far, I think you just try to pin them deep and ride it out for the last minute. Now you're potentially giving Westside a chance to get back in this game. They're going to take over at the 46. They got a receiver alone to the far side. That's Elias Sanders, who came up with a big interception earlier in the game. And Giuseppe Moore will look to throw. He's looking his way. He's going to bomb one deep down the middle, and it's incomplete. Had a man behind the defense, Brandon Smith, the true freshman. That's a tough pass to connect on, but it was there. And when Westside has had to pass, they've been particularly successful. It's just these last couple of drives, they haven't wavered from these runs up the middle.
And so I'm curious to see if they're running the ball more to set up the pass again, or what kind of their thought process is in this half. But
I think they were passing to set up the run and then running to set up the pass. So now they're spreading some more guys out wide. They got 4 wide, 3 near side, 1 far side. 51 seconds, 2nd and 10 from the 46. And we got some movement up front. Actually, it's going to be delay a game. That's the second one we've seen on the Cougars. That'll back them up to 2nd and 15.
I mean, that's a hard penalty to take on 2nd down. I mean, you go from a 2nd and 10 that could be a lot easier to get a first down on to 2nd and 15. You got a lot of yards to work with now.
They're backed up now to the 41. Same formation. Giuseppe Moore in the gun. Gets the snap. It's going to be a fake screen. Now Moore is going to take off and run. He breaks off a tackle, breaks off another one, all the way up across the 50. Man, he runs hard. I know I've said that multiple times today, but it's very apparent every time he carries the rock.
I mean, he just is very much a downhill runner, and they're going to get back in the hurry up here. And
they have 3 timeouts at their disposal, but they're letting this clock run 25 seconds. Moore's back to throw. He has protection. Bombs one-on-one for Sanders, and it's incomplete. 19 seconds, 4th and 5. I'd imagine they're just going to kick this away, as Moore is jogging off to the sideline. So the punting unit appears to be coming on. Actually, no one else has moved besides Moore. I think that they're going to say this is Four Seasons mechanical 4-down territory. Moore is jogging back to the huddle. 19 seconds. They're at the 48. 4th and 5. Sanders is alone on an island to the far side. And now we have whistles, and Westside is going to call out timeout to talk things over. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region. 20-0, the lead in favor of the Wheeler Bearcats. The Gary Westside Cougars are going for it on 4th and 5 from the 41. 19 seconds. They're trying to get a quick score before the half ends. It's a double reverse. West Side cutting up the middle, close to the first, and I think they're going to have it, but the ball came out at the end of that play. 12 seconds to go. They gave it on the reverse to Brandon Smith, the freshman receiver. He was very close to the first, then the ball came out. I believe they're going to rule that he was down, and now it depends on the spot. And they are going to give him the first.
And I mean, that is a great play call right there. Run the reverse. You've been running it down the middle this whole game. The minute you get that reverse to the outside, you get into open space because they're expecting it to go downhill again.
Clock stops to move the chains. 12 seconds. 2 timeouts at West Side's disposal. Giuseppe Moore is back to throw. He has protection. He bombs one deep down the sidelines. One-on-one coverage, and it's incomplete. Logan Fox, the 5'10", 140-pound defensive back for Wheeler, with some great man coverage on that far side.
I mean, you're not going to see a lot of blitzing from Wheeler with 7 seconds left in the half because they don't want to give up that big play. They're going to drop everyone they can into coverage, hope the 3-4 guys can get that pressure to cause a sack or cause a turnover.
7 seconds for West Side. Giuseppe Moore in the gun. He's going to be bombing it deep again. He has good protection. He steps up. He's getting harassed, and he is sandwiched by 3 tacklers and taken down. That will end the half. 20-0. The Wheeler Bearcats lead it in front of a homecoming crowd. We're going to step aside and have the Hose Connections halftime report next. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Save for a healthy tomorrow with an HSA checking account from Tech Credit Union. It's a tax-advantaged way to save and pay for healthcare expenses. You'll enjoy no setup fee, no annual fee, and easy access to funds. Plus, you'll earn a better-than-competitive dividend rate, currently at 2.27% APY. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Paul, we're in tournament time. Girls Golf Regionals coming up. And we have, a lot to look forward to. Week number 6 of football. The soccer pairing show comes up Sunday. The football pairing show comes up October 13. We are in the midst of regular season and postseason play. It's a fun time of year for everyone involved.
Buckle up, because here it comes, but boy, it's a great time of year, and so it's unbelievable as we've walked into this part of the year, and we're sitting here and we've already played 5 football games and 6 is on the docket for this weekend. I mean, the season just goes so fast, which means all of our other tournament series are right around the corner. We had several girls golfers. We had a couple of shot of 65 this past weekend.
Wow.
And several sub-70 scores across the state in girls golf, shaping up to be one heck of a tournament. But 65, Coach, I would say that I don't break 65 on 9 holes. So that's 18 sometimes. Talking about my golf game here a little bit. But yeah, we're here. We're ready to go, and we're going to continue to play and celebrate some kids along the way.
We talked about this before, but the cool thing is with the IHSA Champions Network is that all of our sports have pairing shows, and I would stack what we do production-wise, information-wise, up against anything that's done on a national level.
Yeah, I think that's right, Coach. And and it's free. It's a free show to tune in and watch. A lot of them are on Sundays, and we have the pairing shows that students get together and they look forward to that draw. But it is an incredible value. We don't, and I don't think people realize a lot that on our Champions Network at IHSATV.org, every sectional round that's broadcast. Now, we certainly can't broadcast all of them, but they're free to watch. And every regional round that's broadcast is also free to watch. And there's not a fee involved with watching our tournament games until we get to the semi-state or the state final games. And so we really try to provide a service to our families that want to watch contests.
Well, I think we do, and I think we do it quite well. And mentioning that, again, the pairing show for football coming up on the 13th, week number 6. Weather has been interesting this fall, Commissioner. It has been. We've had a couple of weekends that have been challenging to get games in.
It has been, and anytime that'll thunder and lightning comes out, we got to be on the safe side and make sure that we we keep everybody safe. And it looks like we got a little hurricane that's going to be heading up to the Midwest here this weekend, and it may be a little damp in some parts of the state this Friday night, but I don't think the severe weather's coming with that. So we get a little wet, and we're all dry out eventually, and we'll be all right.
You finished your meetings with the principals this past week. I'm curious what your thoughts were in a general sense of how all of that went. It's always good to hear from the constituents and from the people whom you serve. It's always good to have face-to-face opportunities with them.
It's always good to hear what's going on in their world, and they're more than willing to share that information with you, which is good. But one thing I take away from that is with all the changes going on nationally with the NIL and transfer portal and just it seems like it's an ever-changing world right now. Our members here in Indiana are still steadfast in their support of an education-first athletic system, and they do not believe that we should have a system here of wide-open transfers, much like the NCAA does, nor do they believe student-athletes. NIL is, in the collegiate model, is not something that they believe fits in the high school model, and I would agree with them. And so that's information that's good for us because we need to know that. And we're always going to have some folks that thinks it needs to look a little different, and I understand that and respect those opinions too. But as a membership organization, I've got to listen to what our members are saying first.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
If you work with industrial, pneumatics, or hydraulics, and you're in need of maintenance or repair, you need the right connection. For over 20 years, Hose Connections in Hammond has been the premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop for sales and service of pneumatics and hydraulics. Hose Connections continues to grow their network of industry contacts, which allows them to meet even your toughest expectations. To learn more, visit HoseConnectionsInc.com. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Welcome back to Valparaiso, Indiana. We got 2 games covered by Region Sports Network out in this area. Currently halftime in this one, it's the Wheeler Bearcats all over the Gary Westside Cougars, 20-0. You are now watching the Hose Connections Halftime Report, brought to you by Hose Connections on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond. Visit them on the web at hoseconnectionsincorporated.com. Hose Connections, proven under pressure. Quincy Bell alongside with me. Doing the color is Chris Figg. Chris, Wheeler 20-0, but we were talking about it during the break. This game is 2 or 3 plays from being 7-7 or 21-21. It's just like, I feel like whenever there's a big play needed, it's been Wheeler who's coming up with it.
And I couldn't agree more. You had that almost pick 6 on the sideline over here near the 48. He catches that. There is no one near him. He's taking that to the house. Gary Westside has had a lot of deep opportunities today. It's just about getting the ball to your playmakers in space, and I think Wheeler has just done a better overall job of it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, West Side, they have a lot of athletes and quick guys that are shifty, but the problem has just been getting them the ball. We're going to do a little bit of updates from around the region, courtesy of our hometown scoreboard, brought to you by our folks at Strack and Van Til. The other game being broadcasted on Region Sports Network, halftime, the Crown Point Bulldogs lead the Valparaiso Vikings 35-0. They are making a statement in the DAC, because that's another team, Valpo, that's 3-0 in conference. Everyone says it's those two at the top in Maryville, those three. And this was probably the biggest scare for Crown Point, at least on their regular season schedule, was this Valpo Vikings team. 35-0 on the road, Chris. What has happened?
I mean, I think Crown Point is just, they are doing what all good teams do. The games that, are the scariest, the ones that should be the trap games, they are taking care of business. And, I mean, as we said at halftime, just overall, I mean, the amount of size they have on that offensive line just whirled and leaps helps that quarterback not only stay clean in the pocket, but, I mean, it opens up the run game for you to just run the ball down.
Other games in the DAC, Maryville leads the LaPorte Slicers on the road 21-0 in that one. But also, yeah, if Crown Point comes up with this win, they're going to win the DAC, I think, without a question. We got a Northwest Crossroads Conference matchup at halftime. It's Hobart leading Lowell 14-7 on the road in that one. Michigan City all over Lake Central 20-0 at the half. We got a bunch of other games from around the whole state of Indiana that I'm sifting through. Hanover Central leads Munster 28-0 at the half still. More games going on. New Prairie, 77-0 over South Bend Riley.
Oh, wow. That is whether you're in high school, college, NFL, whatever, that is a lot of points to be up by.
Yeah. Other games going on, Griffith, East Chicago, Portage, Chesterton, Whiting, Calumet, New Tech. We are awaiting scores from all of those games. But that's been your hometown scoreboard update, brought to you by the folks at Strack and Van Til. I'm on the lookout for this dunk tank that they said was going to happen at halftime. They said that some Wheeler administrators might be getting thrown in the water. I don't think that might be a separate event. I believe we got some food trucks and county fair looking rides and vehicles near the south end zone. So I don't think we're going to be able to see anybody get dunked. I'm a little disappointed on that.
Me too. It would be a really fun sight to watch someone get in that cold water with all this wind out there. I think it's supposed to be a low 60 tonight, so that water's got to be freezing.
The wind, too. The wind, I think, is going to make it. We got 12 to 15 mile an hour winds. I definitely don't envy whoever's getting thrown in that dunk tank.
Well, I mean, and at points in the second quarter, you could hear the wind in the booth just hitting.
No, definitely. Hopefully you're enjoying all the broadcasts on the Region Sports Network. Our RSN Zone making its debut. I know Mike DeWan and Jay Cole and Michael Bradner had the double box going at one point. They had our game up as well as the Valparaiso Crown Point game. But, I mean, when you talk about Wheeler football or region football, the talk of the town has just been Crown Point. People are wondering who in the state is going to be able to beat them, because so far no one in the region has been up to the task. It's most likely going to be up to those powerhouse teams near Indy, maybe a Westfield or a Ben Davis again, because they're running through teams.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think they're just, right now, they haven't met, I wouldn't say necessarily good competition, but they just haven't met their match yet that can keep up with the big plays. And I think once you start playing more towards those Indianapolis teams, even those Southern Indiana teams, you're going to see a totally different brand of football than you do in the region.
So if you follow football in the state of Indiana, you know that the run to Indianapolis, Lucas Oil, where the state title's played, at the upper divisions, particularly 6A, you're going to have to run through a really strong team from the Indy area. That's just a given. We're going to step aside for a moment. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you checked out Center Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Sentier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Sentier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Sentier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Sentier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate, to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Credit Union One, the official banking partner of Notre Dame Athletics, wants to reward you for everyday banking. CU1's high-yield checking offers the opportunity to earn up to 5.25% APY when you make qualifying transactions each month. No monthly fees and no minimum or opening balance required. Plus, you'll be able to bank anytime and anywhere with 24/7 digital and mobile banking. Start making more of your money with Credit Union One. Open an account at cu1.com/high-yield checking.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Taking a class in your attic, that dead spot is gone. Stream ballet in your man cave, learn to paint on your lawn.
It's glorious.
And now on the road, you can take T-Mobile Wi-Fi with you. Hey, stay connected and watch what you'll do.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop. Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You've been listening to the Hose Connections Halftime Report, brought to you by our folks at Hose Connections of Hammond. Connecting the first and second half throughout all games this season. They're proven under pressure. We have a minute left on the clock, and then I think they're going to give each team some more time for warm-ups. I believe it's 20 minutes of halftime, and then I think they give them 3 or 4 minutes for warm-ups. Wheeler isn't even back on the field yet. They did their Since it is homecoming, they did their homecoming ceremony during the break. We'd like to thank one of the main sponsors of Region Sports Network throughout this whole football season, Langel's Pizza. They've been a favorite in Indiana since 1979, serving Northwest Indiana from 3 locations: Highland, Cherville, and Crown Point. Enjoy pizza, sandwiches, and more. Dine in or carry out. Order online at langelspizza.com. Langel's Pizza, the official pizza sponsor of the Region Sports Network. Make sure you stay with Region Sports after the game as we send it back to the Centier Bank studio. Catch up on the latest scores, highlights, and more, all live for the Centier Bank studio. After tonight's game, you know, the action has been going on there all night. Michael Bradner, Mike DeWan are out there with the debut of RSN Zone, and from what I've seen, it's got to be a smashing success. Out here, it's myself, Quincy Bell, Chris Figg, Joey Henrich on the production. He's doing a great job running all these ads. Chris, you know, we got some time before we got 3 more minutes of warm-ups. You know, I'll tell you one thing I've been impressed with: these strobe lights. For a 2A school, no disrespect to 2A schools, but you know, if I were to pick a team that would have strobe lights, I wouldn't pick a team like Wheeler.
No, and I mean, as you said, no disrespect to being a 2A school.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
I mean, it's incredible to watch. Every touchdown, the whole field goes dark. You see the strobe lights. It really gets that energy up for not only the team but the fans as well to get more in the game.
Yeah, I don't know who's responsible for that here in this Wheeler athletic department, but whoever you are, kudos to you. Definitely bringing the energy. Gary Westside will get the ball to start half number 2. They're down 3 scores, but they've had their chances. They've missed a few big plays deep. They've had some nice runs. You know, they were airing the ball out sort of to start the game. Then they switched to the run. And then they were running the ball for a while, and then they tried to set up the pass again. It's just, you got to give a lot of credit to this Wheeler defense. They've not been fooled by any of these misdirection plays. But if you're Westside and you need to get a drive going here, what are you planning out?
I mean, I'm planning out setting your identity. I mean, you have over 1,200 yards rushing on the season as a team. If you're going to get the run going, get the run going. And again, if Wheeler's going to keep bringing the pressure they did, do exactly what you did in the first quarter, start airing it out.
I feel like they have to there were definitely some positives to take away from that first half for Westside. They won the turnover battle 2-1. They got the fumble to start the game, then gave it back on the muffed punt. But then they did get the interception there, and they were very close to having another one. That was Eliza Sanders, who's been everywhere for Gary Westside. He might win an award at the end of this game. Speaking of which, we do have 3 awards to give out. First of which is the Crawl Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crawl Companies have insurance offices open from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. They are the insurance superheroes. Proud to recognize these superheroes on the gridiron. We will also name our Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. That's sort of the player that did a lot of the hard work. Got his jersey dirty as much as possible as you can on a turf field. Might not come up in the stat sheet, but we recognize the contributions they bring to the team. You can earn while you learn with the Boilermakers Local 374 apprenticeship program. And lastly is the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, presented by the Region Sports Network. We're still looking for a sponsor for that. If you see the banner at the bottom that says your ad here and a phone number, that is the number of our executive producer, Chris Ramirez. So if you'd like to sponsor the Play of the Game, give him a call. Chris, you got any candidates that are favorites so far for any of these 3 awards?
I mean, definitely for just Lantern Man Superhero of the Game, my vote has to go to Jaden Ortiz right now. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, every time he touches the ball, it's taking 4 or 5 defenders to bring him to the ground. I mean, he's reading his cuts right. He's getting his blocks, and I mean, he is just doing everything he can to get 3-4 yards a pop every time he's running the ball, and it helps get their team ahead of the chains every time.
And Wheeler is a team that likes to pass primarily, so almost every single play you got 3-4 receivers in the game, and when you can spread it out wide and have a strong running back like that, it's just going to open up your options on offense, and Wheeler has definitely taken advantage to the tune of this 20-0 lead. I definitely agree with your assessment of Ortiz. Second half about to get ready with another Quintel kickoff. They are proud to sponsor all kickoffs this season. They've been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Tyne Vetical, the number 2 receiver on this Wheeler squad, will do the kicking. He made 2 extra points in that first half, had 1 blocked at the end. You don't see very many receivers that are also kickers.
You really don't. It's only the second time I've seen an offensive player also as a kicker. My quarterback in high school actually was our kicker as well, funny enough.
Vetical getting his unit ready. Waits for the referee's whistle, and the second half is now underway. It's a line drive kick rolling and picked up at the 16. Westside trying to get some blocks set up on this return. They get around the corner, and they're breaking it free all the way up to the 38. So that's another strong return. Another thing, we've seen Wheeler go, I think, with every single type of kickoff. They've kicked it deep, they've squibbed it, they've gone with a line drive at the up man, and they tried an onside kick earlier. They're keeping this special teams unit on their toes.
I mean, they're definitely keeping special teams honest right now. That receiving team doesn't know what's coming. It could be an onside, could be a squib, could be kicked deep.
That was a good return, though, from Westside. The block's definitely set up there. So they will set up shop at the 39-yard line for 1st and 10. They're running with that stacked formation. They got 2 tight ends in the game, and 2 receivers are bunched up near the line. They're going to hand it off up the middle to their running back, Ladarian Noel, and he is tackled for no gain.
I mean, Wheeler is coming straight back out doing the same thing they did last half. They're rushing 6 guys as soon as they see that power formation. They got 2 outside linebackers walked up. I mean, they are screaming off the edge.
I think if you see Westside in the stacked formation, engage 8.
Oh,
bring the pressure and leave some guys back in case they want to leak someone out. 2nd and 10. It's another handoff. Newell, this time he breaks through, runs over a man at the 50. My goodness, he pushed up on that right stick and laid the boom.
And, I mean, that was a grown man run right there. Lower your shoulder and just keep your feet going. We're going back to hurry-up offense from Gary Westside. I'm liking it with that momentum.
It's been Les Giuseppe more on keepers and more runs to Newell. This time they give it to him again. He's bouncing off tacklers, getting around the corner up across the 40. So that's the big change that they went to in this second half. From this stack formation, it was mostly quarterback keepers on the option from Giuseppe Moore. This time they've said, hey, let's hand it to the big man, 6 foot, 178 pounds. He's out there running like he's 250.
100%.
Once again, they're stacking the line. Newell again. On 2nd and short, he'll have the first.
I think we're going to start seeing in the second half just that power run wears down on a team, whether it's successful or not. You're going to see issues with blitzing 6-7 guys because the running back gets past the blitz. You're having a safety tackle him when he's running like a 250 running back.
Yeah, and when you're running this many linemen, it's going to take a guy from the second level to come up and make a play. Giuseppe Moore, this time he looks to throw, has a man and it's caught! Reaching up to make the catch is Brandon Smith, the freshman defensive back and receiver. We've called his name plenty of times today. He is showing out. That was a big catch there. Nice catch in traffic.
This offense has come out swinging in this half.
The adjustments that were made at half clearly being vital. It's another handoff to Newell. He's patiently waiting for his blocks to set and powers forward. He'll have the first. That's another Four Seasons Mechanical first down. That's 3 of them so far on the drive for Westside, and they're now into the red zone.
I think this hurry-up and rush offense is just wearing down on Wheeler right now.
They're bringing in multiple running backs here. This time it's Giuseppe Moore on the keeper. He powers forward for about 3.
Gave the running back a little bit of a break there to give him a little bit of a breather, but
I mean, you got to.
I have a feeling he's going to get the ball here again soon.
Ladarian Newell picking him up and laying him down so far. Now they're going to spread it out a little bit wide. Eliza Sanders is alone to the far side. Giuseppe Moore rolling, and bombs one deep. It's going to be overthrown out of the back. And now 3rd and 8 upcoming.
That's a risky throw you've got to be careful with. I mean, if you're going to throw the ball like that, scrambling to the side, you better throw it out of bounds if you don't got a guy deep. Because that can spell trouble for a drive like this.
Giuseppe Moore is walking to the sidelines. Looks like he's got the play call from his coach. 20 seconds on the play clock. You know, we've seen Westside take 2 delay of game penalties so far. They break the huddle 13 on the play clock. They got 2 receivers coming to the near side. They got 6 guys on the line and Newell in the backfield with Moore. They will hand it to him. This time Wheeler all over it. They break through the line. Coming in on the tackle is Christian Schaefer.
I think that Wheeler defensive line got tired of him running through that gap as easy as he can, and they finally crashed in, got the stop. I mean, that's a huge stop. It's 4th and 11. I'm curious to see. I think Gary West goes for it. You almost have to at this point.
Down 3 scores. You don't want to kick a field goal and then the lead stays at 3 scores. So this will be Four Seasons Mechanical. 4 down territory. They got Smith and Sanders up to the far side. And they got Timothy Clay, the tight end of the near side. Giuseppe Moore stepping up. He's going to take off, spins out of a tackle, but another man is there to stop him. David Diaz on the tackle again. And Wheeler is going to get the offense back on the field with a huge red zone stand.
Wheeler did a really good job of having that linebacker just spy the quarterback. They know he's been hurting him on the ground this whole game. So they said, hey, sit back there, watch him. He did exactly that and was able to stop him for more of a 4 or 5 yard gain instead of him breaking off for a first down almost.
Yeah, that was a terrific sort of defensive scheme. On those 4th and long plays with a mobile quarterback, you almost have to have a spy out there. Klimzak on the misdirection, handoff to Ortiz. He breaks it for a big one. He's up the sidelines to the 40. He's got a man with a pursuit angle. Can he outrun him? He's up to the 30 where he's pushed out of bounds. Ortiz doing a victory lap on his great first half with a 50-yard gash to start half number 2.
And, I mean, it's interesting to watch the offensive line. They've been beating them on the power and trap all game. They move to an outside zone and play a gap scheme. Opens up a huge run for the running back.
Jaden Ortiz. He is the leading candidate for that Crowell Company's superhero of the game. Caleb Klimzak, the quarterback, trying to widen this lead for Wheeler. He's going to go back to his running back. This time it's Levi Murray on the carry, the 5'10 freshman getting involved with a strong carry of about 3.
I think that's the first time we've seen a running back not named Ortiz running the ball tonight for Wheeler.
Got to give him a little bit of a break after that 50-yard run.
Get the oxygen tank out for him.
Levi Murray has been in there on some of these formations as a blocking back. They gave it to him on one misdirection carry earlier. Now they're going to give it to him again on the misdirection carry, and he's going to have a first. Yeah, he had the big play on the misdirection back when they were in the red zone when it was about 14-0. That was his other carry.
I mean, I love this play calling right now. You got Ortiz back in the game. You use him as a decoy, and I mean, it opens up a straight mid-direction run for the other running back.
Wheeler has done whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted throughout points in this game on offense. They got the multiple running back set again. 1st and 10. It's going to be a throw. Klimzak fires one to the end zone, reaching up and incomplete. Bryce Compton, the 6-foot receiver, rising up, but good coverage there by the defensive back. Eliza Sanders, man, he's been working hard for Westside. He has had these receivers under wraps. Really, it's only been one big play from Bryce Compton. Other than that, Sanders has held him in check pretty much throughout this game. I mean, that's the number 1 receiver in the region in terms of yards. 2nd and 10. It's Ortiz. Big gap up the middle. He's going to be tackled near the first. I think he's about a yard short. But again, we can't say enough. These Wheeler linemen are just parting these gaps for Ortiz to pound through.
I mean, your job as an offensive lineman, especially when you go run heavy, is make that gap as big as you can. And I mean, you could almost drive a car through some of these holes at this point tonight.
3rd and 2. They got the double running back set again. Ortiz and Lewis. Misdirection handoff. They're going to give it to the freshman, and he knifes his way forward for another Four Seasons Mechanical first down. Levi Murray, the true freshman. 5'8", 160 pounds. Actually, 5'8", 130 pounds. But he's another guy who's playing bigger than his size.
He is running the ball good, and again, Wheeler is doing good with that misdirection of, hey, here's Ortiz, get him, and then they hand it right off to Murray in the middle.
2 receivers, Vetical and Compton, are alone to the far side. Instead, it's a run to Ortiz, spins off a tackle, spins into another one. West Side's going to drag him down at the 3.
And there's that counter and trap again. You see the misdirection of him cut right, then come right back in as he's getting right behind that guard that's leading him through almost to the promised land.
2nd and goal from the 3. They got 2 receivers near side. One is alone on an island to the far side. Now they send Vetical in motion to the far side. Ortiz is the running back. Are they going to give it to him again? No, it's play action. They flip it to the tight end, and he is wrapped up. A whole pack of Cougars are going to just stand him up. And now we got a flag coming in late. I think if that's going to be anything, it's unnecessary roughness on Gary. I mean, maybe there was a little bit of push. I didn't see much. And they are going to call on sportsmanlike conduct. It's going to be on Wheeler, actually. Interesting. That's a bit of a break for this West Side defense.
I'm wondering if maybe a lineman just held onto his block a little bit too long, or what kind of happened there. I didn't see anything necessarily, but...
That's a big penalty. 2nd and goal from the 3 is now 3rd and goal from the 18.
But the other problem is now you give Wheeler the option to really open up their passing game too, so it's a break for Gary Westside, but at the same time, it's kind of a break for Wheeler to open up that pass attack.
Now, the penalty came after the play, so I don't know if it's a loss of down or not. It looks they have 2nd down on the scoreboard and on the chains, so it will not be a loss of down. Klimzak back to throw. It's a screen. They get it to their guy. He's running to the corner. Touchdown, Bearcats. Jacob Piazza with his first catch of the game, and he makes him pay.
And what a block by the receiver out in open space. I mean, you had Jaden Ortiz out there making a block on the safety that made that touchdown happen.
So it was Ty Vetical on the catch. I thought I saw number 9. It was number 5. $26-0, and if the fat lady isn't singing yet, she's definitely warming up. And we got whistles and a kicker falling to the ground. I don't really know what happened there. I think it's going to be offsides on West Side.
He might have been watching a few too many punters and kickers in the NFL with the little overdoing of being
Trying to
touched.
sell the roughing the kicker penalty. Yeah, he looked like he slipped on a banana peel there. 26-0 Vetical on for the extra point. It is up and good. 27-0 the lead for the Bearcats. We'll step aside. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. 27-0 the lead in favor of the Wheeler Bearcats. They are all over Gary Westside in this one. Quincy Bell with the play-by-play. Chris Figg on color. Joey Heinrich doing a great job on production. Another squib kick here for Wheeler. This one's going to roll out of bounds at the 20. So I believe Westside's going to now get it at the 35 after the out-of-bounds flag.
I think Gary Westside really needs to get that momentum going they had from last drive, but I think the Cats kind of out of the bag, and I think Wheeler figured it out last drive. Let's see if they can mix it up a little bit, maybe throw in some motion. Love to see a screen.
Yeah, the runs up the middle have kind of been snuffed out. You know, they got a decent amount of yards there, then Wheeler kind of figured it out. They went to the screen earlier, they just couldn't connect. That was in the first half. They're going to set up shop from the 35 after the kick out of bounds. And we'll see what they draw up. Giuseppe Moore still at quarterback, and they're stacking the line again. Moore motions a man. They're going to give it on the reverse to Courtney Anderson. He finds a bit of a gap, and then it's a whole gang of Bearcats getting him down after a carry of about 3.
I mean, this Gary Westside team is very tough. I don't think I've seen a single runner be brought down by 1 or 2 tacklers. It's 3, 4, sometimes the whole defense.
Multiple hats to the ball, and give credit to this Wheeler defense. They've been rallying these guys to the ball. They've only allowed maybe 2 or 3 really big gashes on these runs. This time it's Newell, the power back. He plunges forward and runs a guy over for about 4 yards on that carry. It's going to be 3rd and short upcoming.
I mean, there's that big run again. He sees that linebacker in the hole, and he just lowers his shoulder. I mean, that's seeing who is more determined, the linebacker or the running back, to either get less yards or get more.
3rd and 1 from the 44. Giuseppe Moore hands it to Newell, and he is going to be stood up before the first. The Bearcats come up with a stand on 3rd down. It's almost a given that this is going to be four seasons mechanical, four down territory for the Cougars, but that's a great stand right there. They pushed back on that line. Oh, they gave him the first. Interesting. I thought he was definitely short. Field judge must have saw something else. I guess that's why he's on the field and I'm in the press box. Moore in the gun, gets the snap. There's the screen. It's out and caught. West Side gets the first.
I mean, that's exactly what you have been wanting to set up. You've got everyone coming in the middle. You got everyone blitzing. Get your playmakers in space. And, I mean, that's exactly what Gary Westside did right there.
That was Eliza Sanders, the DB and receiver. Wheeler trying to get a guy off the field. I don't know if he got off in time. They go back to the screen. And, again, Westside follows the blocks for a catch and run of about 8. I'll tell you, I think Wheeler got away with a too many men on the field penalty. They had a guy running off. They had a guy running off the field as that play was happening, and now I think we're going to get a timeout from the Bearcats. We'll step aside and be back in a minute. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. 27-0 the lead in favor of the Wheeler Bearcats. Gary Westside trying to keep this drive going. They pounded up the middle with their bowling ball of a running back, Ladarian Newell. And he's going to be a half yard short of the first.
Feels like Gary Westside is just going to keep running the same play in a row until really Wheeler makes them stop.
3rd and 1. They hand it to Newell, and he's hammered behind the line. I don't think he had the ball. That was a misdirection handoff, and I think Giuseppe Moore was tackled short anyway. That was... I don't know. Maybe I was watching the wrong guy, but anyway, you slice it. Westside is short, and they're going to have to keep the offense on the field for 4 down territory. I don't know. Wheeler got through the line so fast, it didn't really matter who had the ball. Someone was getting tackled.
I could see Gary Westside going back to the screen, maybe on the opposite side of the field, give their guys some room to run.
Westside called timeout. We're going to step aside. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
If you work with industrial, pneumatics, or hydraulics, and you're in need of maintenance or repair, you need the right connection. For over 20 years, Hose Connections in Hammond has been the premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop for sales and service of pneumatics and hydraulics. Hose Connections continues to grow their network of industry contacts, which allows them to meet even your toughest expectations. To learn more, visit HoseConnectionsInc.com. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Welcome back. 4 seasons mechanical, 4 down territory upcoming for Gary Westside. It's 4th and 5 from the 39. Giuseppe Moore is in the pistol. He gets the snap. He's under duress. Steps up, delivers a throw, and it's incomplete.
I mean, that was a good throw as far as just getting it to where only your receiver is going to make a play on the ball. Just unfortunately couldn't come down with it.
Wheeler, they have stood tall on 4th down when they've been backed up in their own territory. It's reason 1, 2, and 3 why they've kept that goose egg on the scoreboard for the Cougars. 3:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Wheeler will try to firmly put this game out of reach with a strong drive upcoming. Caleb Klimzak, the leading passer in the region so far this year, in the gun, gets the snap, play action, he looks to throw. He's going to bomb one deep down the middle for Compton. It's incomplete.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a little shocked. It felt like the DB might have gotten there a little bit too soon, but
That was Eliza Sanders, who's been matched up with Compton all night. And I kind of agree with you there, Chris. He looked like he maybe hit him a little bit early, but Westside's going to get the benefit of the doubt on that one.
I mean, it's definitely a bang-bang play. You know, without us having true replay, we'll never know if he was early or not.
2nd and 10 now from the 38-yard line. Klimzak with the snap. It's a handoff to Ortiz. He breaks off a tackle, cups up the middle. Now he's bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to get tripped up before he can get there. Timothy Clay, the strong safety, coming in on the tackle, and now it'll be 3rd and 5.
And I mean, I don't think we can emphasize enough, Quincy. This offensive line is just creating gaps and holes so big. I mean, their quarterback, running back, and the fullback could all run through it at some point at the same time.
You're definitely right. They've been a hard-working unit out there today. Klimzak gets the snap. Another misdirection handoff will be halted by some flags. And I believe this one's going to be on Westside. It's going to be offsides, and Wheeler will have the first down. $27-0 the lead in favor of Wheeler. If you're just joining us, it's been a windy affair here in northwest Indiana. If we were about an hour south, we'd be getting hammered with hurricane-level rain. So I'm definitely not upset that we're not down there. 1st and 10 now from the 48. Klimzak gets the snap, hands to Ortiz. He dives his way up the middle for about 4 or 5.
I'm not going to lie, Benny Montgomery right there, number 25, was screaming off the edge, and I mean, he was trailing right there in case Ortiz got stopped up, and instead he gets tripped up on the play there.
27-0. 2 minutes to go in the third. Ortiz fakes the handoff to him. Now it's a throw over the middle, complete to Compton up the seam. He's got a first down all the way up to the 30.
And I mean, that's what happens when you establish the run game and you're able to do play-action plays like that. It gets the linebacker shifting towards the running back, and I mean, it opens up the middle of the field.
I thought for sure they just handed it to him. That's why I just kept saying Ortiz, but it was play action. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They got multiple running backs in there. They got the freshman Levi Murray back in the game. He's got a few runs on these misdirection carries. He's going to be blocking in the pocket for Klimzak. This ball is overthrown to Compton. 2nd and 10, I'm coming.
There's definitely some heat on that ball. I mean, if his receiver catches that, it might be hurting his hands in the morning.
I'll tell you, Klimzak, he makes strong throws. He gets the ball out to his receivers in a hurry. There's a reason he's leading the region in passing yards. However, a big story here, the guy behind him, Noah Ehrlich of Crown Point, he's been airing it out today to the tune of a 35-point half. So we'll see if he gets passed up in the passing yards department. This time he's hammered from behind and the ball is loose. Wheeler got back on top of it, but Westside crashing from the outside knocked that one loose.
I mean, good heads-up play by the defensive end by getting around that tackle, especially in the blind spot, but then also shout out to the right tackle. Saw the ball pop loose. He dove immediately for the ball and was able to help Wheeler retain the ball.
That's Blake Tichy, the left guard, number 60. He's been one of the guys that's been working hard up there, getting these big holes for these Wheeler running backs. 55 seconds to go in quarter number 3. They're now backed up for 3rd down. It's 3rd and 15. And Wheeler is going to call their 2nd timeout of the half. We're going to step aside. You've been watching Game Night in the region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Save for a healthy tomorrow with an HSA checking account from Tech Credit Union. It's a tax-advantaged way to save and pay for healthcare expenses. You'll enjoy no setup fee, no annual fee, and easy access to funds. Plus, you'll earn a better-than-competitive dividend rate, currently at 2.27% APY. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. 3rd and 15 on the last play. They gave it to Ortiz for 5 yards. 4th and 10. Wheeler's going to keep the offense out on the field. Clock is moving with 17 seconds. This will most likely be the last play of the quarter. Westside is showing a blitz. Now they drop the linebackers into coverage. It's a screen caught by Compton. He's going to follow his blockers ahead for a first down, and that's going to end the quarter. Actually, there's 1 second left. Now they take the second off, so that will end the quarter. Put your fours up, folks. It's time for the fourth quarter. We'll have coverage of that next on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter here from Wheeler High School. It's been all Bearcats in this one. They lead Gary Westside 27-0. Here's a reverse handoff, cutting back all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Wheeler. Tyne Vetical breaking off tackles, reversing to the other field. And Chris, I think Wheeler just put this one out of reach.
Yeah, I think, as you said, the fat lady was warming up earlier, and I think she is singing opera at this point. I think that is the icing on the cake. You know, the fun thing about that play is it counts as a pass for the quarterback, a little touch pass.
Yeah, you're right, little touch pass. So Klimczak will add to his impressive season passing totals with that play. You know, it's him and Noah Ehrlich going at it at 1 and 2 in terms of the region leaderboard for passing yards. You know, every week Region Sports posts that top 10, and it's been Klimczak and Ehrlich every single time at the top. Both of them have put up impressive numbers in both of their games. We got, man, the train horn is blaring. The strobe lights are out again. It's been all Wheeler today. We'll step aside again. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Welcome back to game night in the region. These strong winds just blew the kick off the tee for Wheeler. It's actually the first time we've seen that. So now Logan Bingham, the junior, is going to have to hold the kickoff. It's going to be a rolling kick picked up at the 20 for West Side. Reversing field is Courtney Anderson. He is going to be ripped down by a horde of Bearcats at the 20. And that's where Westside will set up shop. We got a late flag coming in at midfield. I'm interested to see what that referee saw that warranted a flag. Referees discuss for a moment. And I believe they're going to call unnecessary roughness or unsportsmanlike conduct on the Bearcats. It's the second one that they've received today. So that'll bring the ball from the 20 to the 35.
I mean, usually you will see penalties like that from the team that's down, not the team that's up. So wondering if there's just been some chirping going on or what's been going on.
Ball's up to the 36, actually. 34-0 the lead in favor of the Wheeler Bearcats, looking for their first win in the Greater South Shore Conference. I'll tell you, from the way the schedules have been looking, I think it's going to be between them and Griffith to win the conference. Here's a screen pass caught by Westside. Reversing field is Brandon Smith. He stiff arms off another tackler. He's made it all the way to the other side for a first down into Bearcat territory.
And I mean, what a play call. Wheeler brought the house in a form of, like you said earlier, in Gauge 8. They had one guy drop back in coverage, but Gary West came out with the right play call, ran a little wide receiver screen, got their playmaker in space. And I mean, we see that speed again that we've been talking about all night from Gary West.
As I was saying earlier before that play, in this Greater South Shore Conference, just from the schedules and the matchups, it's looking like it's going to come down to a matchup between Wheeler and Griffith at the end of the year. Here's a handoff to Ladarian Newell. He has a strong carry of about 7. But you look, Wheeler, they're sitting at 3-2, but those two losses to Hanover and Kankakee Valley, those are two really strong teams in the area that are higher A's than them. And they held up really well against both of them, to where now when they've gotten into conference play, they're battle-tested and they're ready. And you've seen that in this game. Newell is wrapped up in the backfield, breaking through past the line. Logan Bingham again, he was out there holding the kickoff. This time he breaks through for a TFL. And now it's 3rd and about 8. But Griffith and Wheeler, I think, have been the two best teams in that conference, and they play each other the last week of the year, week 9. So we could see a potential conference title matchup there.
That is going to be a big game, and I mean, as you said, playing up in divisions definitely helps you when it comes to your schedule at the end of the year.
Wheeler, according to Max Preps, is the 20th ranked team in 2A, and I believe they're in the upper half in the state overall. Slant route, incomplete. And Westside, I'd imagine, is going to keep the offense on the field for 4th and 8. But yeah, you know, for these 2A teams, a lot of, I feel like a lot of them, you can't really judge them by their record. You got to judge them based off who they've played. Because if you're a strong 2A team that's consistently going up against 4A, 3A, 5A teams, and you're, let's say, 6-3, I'm going to value that more than a 2A team that's undefeated that's only played against 1A, 2A teams.
I couldn't agree more.
Looks like we're going to get a timeout, and we'll talk things over before this next play. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. 4th and 8 upcoming for Westside.
Almost think if Gary doesn't get this 4th down conversion, I think Wheeler's going to run the ball.
Moore back to throw. He's under duress. He breaks off a tackle, but then he's swarmed down. And it's going to be a turnover on downs.
I mean, that Wheeler defense in the second half so far has been so disciplined at staying home, not pressing the quarterback too much, and staying there to where they're able to bring more to the ground. Because, I mean, he has been, in the first half, he was a huge threat with the run game. I mean, he was, at one point, got 2 or 3 carries back-to-back of 5 to 10 yards.
Wheeler now takes over with 10 minutes to go from the 46-yard line. Caleb Klimzak sends a man in motion. It's going to be a misdirection handoff to Ortiz. He is going to be tackled for a gain of about 2. The ball is out at the end of that play, but Ortiz did get back on top of it.
I like the little motion to get the misdirection going, little jet fake zone. I mean, it just, again, it opens up the run game, especially if they're in man coverage.
Ball now at midfield for 2nd and 6. Klimzak gets the snap, hands to Murray up the middle. He is hammered. Big hit there by the defensive end and tight end, Jay-Sean McLeod. He's been working hard. We've called his name a lot. He's definitely a candidate for that Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game.
I agree, and I mean, he did a good job of blowing up that play by pushing the guard back and just making it where Murray had nowhere really to run. I mean, he got the ball, and there he is.
3rd and 8, 9 minutes to go. In quarter number 4, Westside is showing a blitz. And they're going to only bring 4. It's Levi Murray on the stretch run. He cuts it back and is taken down to the 50. We have a flag out. I believe it's going to be holding. It will be. Westside's going to decline the penalty, and it'll be 4th and 7 upcoming.
I think this might be either the first or second time we've really seen Wheeler punt tonight.
I don't think they have punted today so far, if I remember correctly. I think all the drives where they haven't scored, it's been the fumble and the interception and the drive that I think ended the half.
I think you're right. This is really the first time we're going to see them punt the ball today. I mean, that's a really great stat to have in a game like this.
So it looks like they are going to be kicking it away. Actually, I think the offense might still be on the. Actually, no. The offense is not on the field. It's going to be Logan Fox who does the punting, and now Wheeler's going to put a new unit on the field. Or I'm a little confused. They had a whole unit out there that wasn't their offense, and now they're subbing it out for another unit that isn't their offense. Looks like they are punting. Number 7, Charles Casper, will do the kicking. He is waiting, now kicks it. His gunner's already down there. They're just waiting for the ball to land. It's going to roll and stop at the 17. We're going to step aside and be back shortly. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Credit Union One, the official banking partner of Notre Dame Athletics, wants to reward you for everyday banking. CU1's high-yield checking offers the opportunity to earn up to 5.25% APY when you make qualifying transactions each month. No monthly fees and no minimum or opening balance required. Plus, you'll be able to bank anytime and anywhere with 24/7 digital and mobile banking. Start making more of your money with Credit Union One. Open an account at cu1.com/high-yield checking.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Taking a class in your attic, that dead spot is gone. Stream ballet in your man cave, learn to paint on your lawn.
He's glorious.
And now on the road, you can take T-Mobile Wi-Fi with you. Hey, stay connected and watch what you'll do.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We're going to give you a hometown scoreboard update brought to you by our folks at Strachan Van Til. They are Indiana's favorite made grocery store. The Maryville Pirates lead the LaPorte Slicers 35-0 in the fourth quarter of that one. Hobart has broken it open in the third quarter to the tune of 20 points. It was 14-7 at half. It's now 34-7, and I believe the ball came out on that last play, and Wheeler's going to take over in the red zone. It's gone from bad to worse in this second half for Westside. More scores. Michigan City up on Lake Central 20-0 in quarter number 3. Hanover up 42-0 on Munster in the fourth. And that is currently all I have for your hometown scoreboard update. 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of this one. Klimzak hands to Levi Murray, and he is taken to the ground for a loss. Two West Side linebackers broke through the line and corral him down. I'll tell you, I've been particularly impressed with Levi Murray today. On the carries where Jaden Ortiz has needed a bit of a rest, this true freshman has come in, and he's had some strong runs.
I agree 100%. I mean, he's had some strong runs. I think Gary Westside is just bringing everyone they can because they know at this point they're just going to run the clock out.
3 receivers in the game. We got a new quarterback out there for Wheeler. It's the backup Logan Fox. He delivers a pass that's caught by Keegan Cantone, and he's taken down for about no gain. So Klimzak's day, at least for now, is over. It's going to be the junior, or the sophomore, Logan Fox, the rest of the way for Wheeler.
Seems like it's Ortez is off for the day as well. I think Murray's going to finish out the game at running back and give him a rest after his monster day today.
Yeah, so the second unit will be out there for the last 7 minutes of this one. Third and goal from the third and 10 from the 10. They need to get to about the 1 or 2 for a first. Fox in the gun. We got movement up front, but no flags. Now there's a flag that comes in.
As a center, you got to snap that ball the minute they jump, so that way you get the penalty flag.
This time it's going to go on Wheeler. They were the one that moved afterwards. So now 3rd and 10 will become 3rd and 15.
I will be interested to see, do you think they go for it on 4th here? I mean, they're up 34-0.
They could, if they get it over 35. They get the lead over 35. They can have a running clock. 6:30 to go. I would go for it. I mean, you got to give your second QB some reps. Logan Fox hands to Levi Murray, who follows his blocks and pushes the defender forward all the way up to about the 8 or 9 yard line. We got a man down for Westside. Hopefully he gets up under his own power, and he does. It looks like the kicking unit is going to come out there. Vetical, the receiver and kicker, will try to add 3 onto this lead.
I mean, that was a big-time run by Murray, though. I mean, it took 2-3 guys to bring him down to the ground again. And as we said earlier, a lot of these running backs today seem to be running a lot bigger than their size shows on the stat sheet.
Vedical out for the first field goal attempt of this game. It is up and good. 37-0, the lead for Wheeler. We're going to step aside and be back. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual card, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. West Side, first carry of their drive, swallowed up for no game. 5:30 to go. And in those at the conclusion of those 5 minutes, the Wheeler Bearcats are going to get their first conference win in the Greater South Shore Conference. And we were talking about this earlier. They played a lot of tough teams to start the year. They played Kankakee Valley and Hanover. Those are their 2 losses. But since then, it's been 4 straight wins for Wheeler. And now they're getting into conference play. And they're getting to, so West Side was currently the top team in the conference. They were 4-1. They get to play the other 3 teams in this 5-man conference. They're going to be at Calumet New Tech next week and at Whiting and home against Whiting the next week. And those are 2 teams that Gary Westside beat pretty handily. So you got to imagine, not to look ahead, but you got to imagine, you took down Westside by over 30 points and you're facing 2 teams that they were able to beat pretty handily. Those next 2 games should be decently easy, and then it's an away matchup against the Griffith Panthers, which in all likelihood is going to decide who wins this conference.
I do agree. Don't look too far ahead, because at the end of the day, it is a great game of football, and every week another team could always make a big upset.
They can't afford also to drop a game and still have that be the final game, because if they win, they would hold the head-to-head tiebreaker.
Yep, I agree.
But I'll tell you, Griffith has been a tough team to beat this year. The only team that's really kept them close was River Forest, 34-31 the score in that one. Other than that, it's been some big leads. This punt is away and caught. Vedical is kind of just bouncing around, going side to side. It'll be taken down at the 39-yard line. 3.5 minutes to go in this one. We'll step aside for a moment. We'll be back on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
If you work with industrial, pneumatics, or hydraulics, and you're in need of maintenance or repair, you need the right connection. For over 20 years, Hose Connections in Hammond has been the premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop for sales and service of pneumatics and hydraulics. Hose Connections continues to grow their network of industry contacts, which allows them to meet even your toughest expectations. To learn more, visit HoseConnectionsInc.com. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Welcome back. Levi Murray on the carry for Wheeler. Gets it all the way down to the 25. 3.5 minutes to go in this one. A little bit of bookkeeping I forgot from last drive. The field goal attempt from Vedical, he actually missed the field goal. It went right over the top of the post. I saw the ref put his arm up. It looked like he signaled it good, but they converged and said he missed it, so the lead is 34-0 instead of 37-0. Levi Murray in the game, true freshman running back. Logan Fox, sophomore quarterback, the backup is in. He's in the gun. Two receivers are far side, one is near side. Looks like they're letting this play clock go all the way down to 1 before they snap it.
I got to tell you, being an offensive lineman sitting in that stance for an extra 30 seconds is one of the worst things.
They snap it with 8 and hand it off to Murray, who bobbles it, gets it back, pushes through a man, and he's going to be close to a first down, and it looks like he has it. That was a strong run while having to re-catch the ball there.
I mean, what a great run by Murray. And you know, again, we got to get back to the point of offensive line. What Wheeler's doing right now is they still got a lot of the starting offensive line in, if not the full. Helps build up the confidence of that young running back and young quarterback in case they are needed further in the season.
I'll tell you, if Levi Murray, if this is anything to show for the future of this Wheeler team, by the time he's a junior, senior, he's going to be running the ball with some power. He's been terrific today in the carries he's had. They're going to give it to him again. Follows his blocks to the edge, outside the hash. He's across the 5 with a first down again. Actually, he was close. I don't think he got it. He's about a yard short of the first.
I mean, he was following Colton Church the whole way, just waiting for him to block that safety, and still, like you said, almost got there.
Minute 40 to go. We'll see if this second unit for Wheeler puts up another score before this one's all said and done. Logan Fox, the backup QB, calls for the snap, gets it, hands it to Levi Murray. Shrudges off a tackler, and he's into the end zone for a Bearcat touchdown.
What a run by Levi Murray, and it is his second touchdown of the year in a very young high school career. I mean, like you said, I am excited to see him next season after a season in the weight room. I mean,
oh, yeah, for sure. He's 5'10", 160 pounds, and he's out there running like he's easily 200 as a freshman. Pretty impressive if you ask me.
I say by junior, senior year, you may be looking at the best running back in the region with that power.
That's a bold take, but not ridiculous. Flag is down on the extra point attempt from Vetical. It's going to be offsides on West Side. 40-0, the lead for Wheeler. They have made a statement in conference game number 1, that's for sure. They're definitely going to be a force in this 2A sectional bracket. They're ranked 20th in 2A on Max Preps. I think that might be a little disrespectful. This is a line drive kick, and it gets through for Vetical. Extra point is good. 41-0. I'll tell you, Wheeler knows how to throw a party. They got the train horn blaring after every touchdown. They got a massive crowd out today. They got the strobe lights after what was now the 6th touchdown of the game. They're having a great time here on homecoming night.
I mean, you can tell this town loves this football team with the way they, as you said, are throwing this party out here with the strobe lights, the noise of the crowd. I mean, they love this team, and this team has shown them why they should.
Vetical will walk out to kick it away for what I would assume is the last Quintel kickoff of the game. They are proud to sponsor all kickoffs throughout this year. They've been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994, specializing in the reconditioning, repairing, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Another thing we're going to have to do here is figure out our candidates and eventually award winners for the 3 awards at the end of this game. We've got the Craw Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. They're proud to recognize the superheroes on the football field. The Boilermakers Logo 374 Blue Collar Player of the game. That's sort of the player that did a lot of the dirty work, hard worker, but eventually got it all done, and we're going to recognize his contributions, as well as the Proud Union Home Play of the game. This ball's rolling to the 25, and it will get out of bounds. So West Side will start what I would assume is their final drive at the 35.
and I think I noticed it last drive, but I think Moore's Day has come to an end as well for Gary Westside, I think. Both sides are got their second string in to kind of see where they're at there.
So like we said, next week Wheeler is going to be having a road game against Calumet New Tech. Gary Westside next week, they will be hosting Griffith. Clock is now moving, minute 10 to go. Westside is just going to take a knee, and I think they're going to just end things themselves here. One more snap under 40, and that'll do it. I'd be interested to see. It'd be kind of crazy if they tried to fake a knee here and then run a guy out.
I mean, it would be pretty crazy to see get at least one score on the board, but I think there's a bright future for this Gary Westside team with the talent they have and the skill they have.
No, definitely, and they're 4-2 now. Both these teams have the same record too. Westside definitely, they're a strong team to watch out for in the region. They were in the top 10 at one point in the year. I don't think I've really ever heard of them being a football powerhouse, but despite the loss today, they definitely have a strong program and should look forward to the future that they have. Final score from this one, 41-0. The Wheeler Bearcats take it, and it's time to name some awards. First of which will be the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game, and I think we're going to be in agreement here. I'm going to give it to Jaden Ortiz.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, the 2 touchdowns were great, but then starting in the third quarter, he breaks off that 50-yard run that just starts the whole momentum for that second half, and just from there on, I mean, Wheeler dominated this game.
Crowell Company's office is open from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. They are the insurance superheroes, proud to recognize the superheroes on the gridiron throughout the region this season. Next, we have the Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game. This is the player that did a lot of hard work and, you know, might not show up on the stat sheet, but we know what they bring to the team. My nominee would be Elijah Sanders of Gary Westside. He had that interception earlier and was deflecting passes and making some strong tackles all game. I don't know if you want to differ from me in any way, shape, or form, or throw someone else out there.
I like Elijah Sanders, but I also like Vetical. I mean, he was had to kick every extra point. He had those 2 touchdowns towards the end. I mean, he had a great game, but I mean, Sanders is definitely a hard one not to highlight. I mean, he was covering the #1 receiver all day, held him to a single touchdown, did everything he could to help keep Gary Westside in this game.
Earn while you learn with the Boilermakers Local 374 apprenticeship. And lastly, the Proud Union home play of the game. I think we got 2 options. I think it's either the big run from Ortiz or the long pass to Compton to make it 14-0.
I like the long pass from Compton, but again, there's that run from Ortiz. I can't emphasize enough how much momentum that created for Wheeler in the second half. I mean, they come out of halftime up 20-0. They get that big run, and you could just tell that Wheeler team used that momentum to keep the game going.
If you want to sponsor the Proud Union home play of the game, make sure you give Chris Ramirez a call. It's the number at the bottom that says your ad here. We'd love to have you sponsoring the play of the game if you are willing. We'd like to thank everyone that made this stream possible. The aforementioned executive producer Chris Ramirez, operations manager Rich Castillo, coordinating producers Zach Miller and Justin Cole, sports director Mike DeWan. For the broadcast crew, myself, Quincy Bell, Chris Figg, doing a great job on color throughout this entire game. Joey Henrich on the computer, manning production, running the ads. You've done a great job today, Joey. Thank you very much. Special thanks to the coaches, Westside's Alger Boswell and Wheeler's Nick Testa. Athletic directors from Westside, Robert Lee and Wheeler's Jeff Enright. And our viewers on Facebook.com, YouTube.com, and IHSAATV.org. Thank you. Have a great night, and stay safe if there's some severe weather in your area. Good night.